What is good? Welcome to Speed Lab, where we dissect your film to make you faster. Today we have film from Henry Momo. Henry runs an 11:4 as of currently. We're going to review this race frame by frame, of course, and see how he can get to 11:1. He's got 5 meets left, somewhere around there. That's what we're going to start with. And then we have film also from one of my newer athletes today, Ryan. We're going to go over Ryan's film as well and see what we can do to help improve Ryan, a baseball, soccer, but mostly baseball, it sounds like, player. All right, but first, we got Henry's film. Again, Henry wants to improve his time from 11:4 to 11.0, and we are going to look at the film right now. Running the 100 is all about eliminating mistakes. So that's easier than it sounds. I understand. Let's go ahead and see what mistakes he's doing and what will be the easiest for him to eliminate before his next race. Before we do, shout out Jay Sag. Not to brag, but I'm the first one here. You beat me here, so shout out. Okay, let's see. Henry is in lane one with the buzz cut is Henry. So that means that's Henry. Let's see what you do in this race. 11:44. Go, boys! Come on! Okay, decent drive phase. Stumbled a little bit out of the blocks. And that's and kind of faded at the end there, right? So what this tells me already, just from looking at it, is that you need more reps. You need more reps. There was too many obvious mistakes, right? Dying at the end of the race, stumbling out of the blocks. What does this tell us? Of course, there might be some form things wrong. Maybe your eyes are looking straight down and they need to be looking out. Dying at the end of the race, maybe you need better conditioning, all that stuff. This is all probably true, but more than anything, it signals that you just don't have enough reps. Okay. So let's see Henry again. Look like you got a decent start there, Henry. Nice open pushing. That leg can come back underneath you a bit quicker. It's kind of hanging out there. You're getting nice extension, but the legs are kind of, look at that. This leg drags through there and just kind of hangs out. I'm looking at this leg right here. Okay, so I'm going to ask you that also probably means that this is not right either. Oh, that wasn't bad. Good step down. But you see how this is, okay, very grainy. I understand this, but let's go ahead and pretend like we can draw. So this is his leg right here, and it just hangs out there. It actually gets a little bit wider before he like lets it fall on the track. And this is it. Okay, what I'm asking for is this, but then back that way. That little bit of angle right there is the difference between a great start and a decent start. And this was a decent start, but nice and open, but a little bit too hanging out with the feet. Okay, you get up. You have good form, a little conservative with the arms. Okay, it's almost like you're bouncing or almost striding here instead of sprinting. What's up, Brittany? Yeah, this is kind of my job. Yeah. I mean, I train in person as well, but I also train online. Yeah, you had so much more to give. You kind of hit it. You kind of just hit a wall, honestly, like right here. It's because of how the way you were impatient in this drive phase here. You got out really well, actually. But if you were able to keep that drive going, you wouldn't have hit this wall and just not been able to accelerate any further. Yeah. You want to stream sometime. Yeah. It's cool. It's fun. It's interesting. It's challenging, but fun. The hardest part is taking this stuff and clipping it for the videos. This is the fun part. The part after is not the fun part. But I enjoy helping people on I enjoy doing this, so you know. And then you just stay long, Henry. You pretty much, I mean, I don't know if give up is the right word, but that wall looks pretty big. Okay, so what can Henry do to fix all of this? Again, I found kind of a lot of mistakes despite the fact that it actually was a well-run race with a decent time, 11:9. But when you want to get like Henry wants to 11:0, then all these mistakes have to be gone. Henry pretty much has it in him already to go 11:0, but he needs to get rid of all of these mistakes. Okay. So the longer drive phase will lead to a better acceleration when you stand up. Also, conservative with the arms. I feel like you can get more aggressive arm swing, a little bit less. Right now, you're sprinting like you're running down the back stretch of a 400, right? Which is good for a 400, but not 100. Okay, a little bit different. And yes, this is like what a backstretch for. You're conservative with your arms, but you're nice and long and open with your strides. That to me is a 400-meter runner's kind of stride length. I wonder if you also do the 4. I don't know if you told me that. But anyway, you need to go 11:0 anyway if you want to run a nice 4. So, and then you begin to fight here. A little bit of wobbly. Arms really get nice and loose on us. So again, I think more reps. Okay. That's what you can do, Henry. Dry phase will lead to a better acceleration, doing more things. It's not your skills. It's not your speed that's holding you back. It's the lack of reps. I guess it is some skills too. But. Okay, that was Henry. Now we have Ryan. Ryan is newer. And I'm excited to review this because I have some ideas of what Ryan needs, but we're going to look at it over again so that I have a better idea and I can do my job even better for Ryan. So this looks like a 40. Okay, so this is very good because there's a lot here that we can fix. Okay, that we will fix. Okay. So again, Ryan's young, so there's a lot of mistakes here that we expect, right? We have to learn how to push out of the back, right? So this means maybe some sled pushes and sled pulls. But more than anything, it means learning what to do with his arms. Ryan's arms are quite conservative here out of the back of the race, and they need to be open and aggressive. That one's decent. Look at how the left arm goes back. Right arm is good. Then they all kind of get small. Then he turns small. But it's not as bad as I thought it looked, actually. We need some more strength there in the core. And we got to learn how to push all the way off of our toe. See that? That was a nice one there, Ryan. This one here. Push off. Nice. That right one doesn't do it, though. Right? See, it gets turned in. You don't fully push off. You don't create the torque on the initial strike. So then the torque comes through on the backside of there. And the arms begin to get fatigued and uptight here, Ryan. And that's the good news and the bad news here for Ryan is that, like, you know, there's a lot to fix, but also there's a lot to fix. Luckily, I know how to help him. Got to step over. I think the hip strength here, which we talked about already, needs work. Um, and those can be interesting to do. They can be fun for me, not fun for Ryan. Okay. So definitely time for some formal training here. I think Ryan said he's 11, 12. This is about the time that you need some, like, real style training. Brittany, are you still there? You have any film that you want reviewed? See if we can get a cool little animated guy. No, won't do it today. Yeah, you see the arm comes kind of across here in the beginning. That's got to be a punch forward, an extension off the line. Then you get open, but then that arm, the right arm, is a problem. I'm gonna be so excited to see Ryan's before and after footage. Right, this is just the intake. This is just the prelims, right? This isn't even the prelims. This is just the intake, as I said. But we're gonna help Ryan a lot. It's got good structure though, like, yeah, good. All right. Just seeing more of the same. This one's decent. So I think you really saw him break. We reviewed the 41st, but that may have been a mistake. I bet you these are a bit better here, the shorter distance ones. They look better at least, but just very tight with the arms. There's nothing glaringly wrong. I think that's what I'm looking at here. Like it's all decent. We just need refinement in certain places. We need to learn how to push the ground behind us better. We need to learn how to swing our arms more effectively. I bet you that both of those things are linked and will come together. We need to learn how to stand up tall. Okay. But that requires a lot of strength, and Ryan's young, so strength will come in time. It's not something that you want to necessarily force. You want to get the fundamentals down first. We got to get the basics down first before you start worrying about all the big heavy movements and putting muscle on and all those kind of things. But we just have to learn as well how to cover ground. We don't necessarily cover the most amount of distance as efficiently as we should. Yeah, you're leaving your hips behind, right? We got to learn how to get that extension off the line. Yeah, very good. Knees. hips, strength, and we'll be in a good spot. The mechanics are, again, decent. Oh, what was that? Kind of stumbled a little bit there. Right. So reps. That's also what Ryan needs. It's also what Ryan needs. Okay, who else can we look at in here? We looked at a lot of people the other couple days inside of my speed lab. We got Sean here making some good improvements. I haven't seen David in a while. David, what's up, bro? Nairman. Let's see this one. Now, Nairman's pretty quick here. 1078. So again, a lot of his game is now about eliminating mistakes as opposed to learning new technique and things like that. When you run this fast, it's so I'm trying to look at the film and really understand how to help Nairman. When the runners are faster, the more film helps. Oh, get out the way. I would say some psoas strengthening as well for Nairman would help. Some V up, some hanging leg raises, things of that nature. And by some, I mean a lot. like a lot. Because again, when you're at this level, it just takes that next step when you want to continue to get faster than what Nairman is. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, I would say some strengthening in the psoas to keep this motion going. Right, we start to cheat a little bit. We get a little bit short at the end, and we try to cheat just a bit and reach, and we let that reach get outside of us instead of continuing to sprint. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but look. Okay, watch how well he's stepping down on the track here. Okay. That knee drives up and he steps down almost like he's stepping over a mini hurdle or something, like when we do wickets. He steps down. Then as he passes this thing, so what is this, a 220 or so? So he's probably at 175. He begins to almost flick the foot out instead of stepping down, and then it gets caught in front of him. Okay, and then as a result, he also covers much less distance. So boom, he flicks. Dude, this foot kind of just flicks out in front of him instead of stepping down. Okay, so that's Nairman. Who else we got? We want to look at some Sean's. Satchel redid. So I'm very impressed with Sean. So we'll go over his. Sean came to me and was 11.9, and now he's 11.3 and running like he's going to go 11.0 soon. Look, using all of his body to cover distance. Oh, then he gets a little lazy at the end. Can you guess what I'm going to say to that? That's a matter of reps. Okay. All right. If we have no more film, no one else has film for me, then we'll get out of here. All right. Thanks for coming. See you next time.